At 25, I've had more identities than you might expect. So let me reintroduce myself. This time, not as a doctor, not as an entrepreneur, not as an Ironman or a consultant, or really someone who lives in London. Hi, I'm Laura, often known as @LauraDoesSports, and I am a creator. We're about to go on an adventure. Okay, so just been dropped off at Road Surfer HQ, which is next to Heathrow. Becca basically works with Road Surfer on like a content partnership, and so we have got a van for like 3 weeks. Let's go!
Nice, mile 1 of the road trip.
Oh yeah. Well, we've had an interesting turn of events. My bike got nicked. It's not funny. We literally went into Halfords for 10 minutes. Bike's locked to the back of the van. There's loads of people around. It'll be absolutely fine. Come out, my bike's gone. They left Becca's bike. So yeah. Yeah. That's good.
High five.
I'm making my plea for help. Please give me a bike reel. Hope it's gonna pop off and canyon this flood of disease. That'd be great. Down here by the river. We're in the van. It's like midnight. Just edited my. Oh my god. So I can't say that this trip started in the way that I had expected. My anxiety was pretty through the roof. I was worrying about my bike, the trip, money, having just left my job. We decided to continue and put faith in the universe. We stopped in Champagne, and looking back, this was actually the most beautiful camping spot of our entire trip. Quiet, in the sun, by the water, and despite the stress, I felt so free and so happy. It was on this day that everything really started to take off. My stolen bike Instagram reel went viral, having now 1.3 million views, which whilst it was exactly what I wanted to happen, it still really freaked me out, and it didn't magically result in a brand giving me a bike. So when we arrived in Annecy, we parked with the lake, and we breathed. Oh my god. We've made it to Annecy. Eventually, we just found out that we should be able to spend the night here, so that's great. LFG! Good morning! It is Thursday and we don't have a bike yet still. So today we're going on a hike. Look at the mountains! We slept in a church car park last night. I did a poo in a bush. And we've just driven here, it was like half an hour away, had our breakfast in the van, and now we're gonna go up there. So let's go.
We've gone all the way up here.
We've had a problem. The trail is covered in snow. Even this bit is snowy, so we're going a different way. We'll see if we get to the top. Banana time. We have found a cool shot through the rock, so we're just getting some content.
She's content creating. This is Becca cam now. The sights. But I quite like this camera though.
I've thought a lot on this trip about regret. My biggest fear is to be 80 years old and think, God, I wasted my life. And I think for a long time I struggled with having that thought but not knowing how to not waste my life. And I realised the secret for me, at least, is to take risks. It's being out of routine, it's the potential of failure, it's the potential of it all going wrong. And I think living in that is what is making me feel so alive. I guess also the thought of having the next 40 or 50 years to grow and perfect an art and not being tied down by anything is filling me with nothing but euphoria. Hello friends, we are about to go on a bike ride with Becca's bike. She went out this morning around the lake. I think I'm gonna go and see if I can do a climb. Although the only thing is that the bike does not fit me. But you know what? A bike is better than no bike. So we're collecting my bike, my lovely rental bike, tomorrow morning. But the weather is so nice today and it doesn't look as good for like the other days. So just wanna get out, have a recce, and gonna take you guys along. Right then, friends. Let's go. Oh, on the wrong side of the road. Okay, other side of the road. So we had very fortunately found a rental bike through social media for the trip, which I was able to select on day 5. But in the meantime, I was on Becca's bike. We just started the climb. It is 9 kilometers, 673 meters of elevation. Wish us luck. I think linked to what I was saying earlier about coming back to places, I remember cycling the Annecy Lake Loop when I was 19 on a little city bike. I stopped at all the little beaches, I took loads of dad selfies, and to think I'll be back 6 years later, climbing up the mountains that I was hiking back then is pretty mad. I guess it just really makes you realise how much you've grown as a person. This climb was stunning, and when I renovate my own van, I'm totally going to spend a long old time in the French Alps, exploring every climb that I can. We made it! It's busy up here. It's very pretty. Yeah, I think I can just descend down this side and then I think I can come back along the lake. Je pense. This descent was stunning apart from me getting stuck behind a lorry. I cycled back down by the lake, went back to the campsite, and then we got an early night ready to collect my bike the next day. We are at De Velo's, waiting for it to open and to meet our new friends. We're going in the shop. We're in bike heaven. There she is. We have got the new setup. Absolutely incredible. We've got a Trek Medone. Okay, yeah. Medone. We've got a Garmin setup. Doop. Doop. Ding, ding, ding. Ding. And I won't film her. Isn't that good? Hi everyone. Hi friends.
Yeah, you just press go.
Got a bike, going on a ride. We are 2.5 kilometres in, climb up Annecy, and apparently we're going to have a little busy section, and then we're going to be on the open roads. New bike's a dream. It's a good day to be alive. So I got into cycling like probably I'd say a year ago.
Yeah.
Before that I'd like bought a bike to commute to work, and then wanted to like challenge myself to start for an Ironman, and then since then just kind of got obsessed. Guys, we've just started the climb. It is 11.5k, 800 meters of elevation, I suppose, whatever that makes the average gradient. LSG, this is the view. Oh yeah. There's a deep end we both jumped in. Feet first when it was sink or swim, head above. God, I'm dripping. We're halfway. God, this is like when I feel most alive. Got 80 meters of elevation left. We made it! So this ride was probably my favourite of the entire trip. We'd picked up a bike thanks to Seb and Velo's shop, who I will link in the comments if you're ever looking for a bike in Annecy. And we met up with a guy called Ollie, who's from the UK but currently lives out here. We went through some of the beautiful downs and climbs just outside of Annecy. It was a 110k route that I could not recommend enough. The sun was out, the roads were incredible, the company was stunning, and I literally have nothing to say other than just get yourself out here. On the final climb, it is 200 meters elevation, in 2.5. We've had 12% gradient at the moment. Climb complete. Now we descend. It's like 40k downhill, so. Although I will say that the climbs out here are no joke. I only really started climbing properly this year when I went to Spain, and I still do not really class myself as a climber, but I am getting better, and climbing and descending is now just one of my favourite things to do. On the home straight, Becca. It's all aboard the Laura train. Good morning, my friends. So we slept up here last night on top of the mountain. We're on the top of Semnoz, I think it's called. It's finally stopped raining, so I'm gonna do a little ride. I think I'm gonna go. The thing is, now I'm gonna have to go down Semnoz to come back up it. So I'm gonna do that, and then maybe do like a little lake recce. And yeah, should be a good day out. Probably gonna take me a while because I think this climb. I think this climb is quite long. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. To be fair, at least you guys will get to see the descent on both sides. So you are welcome. So we stayed on top of Semnoz mountain in a storm the night before this. Then we had a very slow morning whilst I hyped myself up to get out in the cold and the rain. Right, well, we're at the bottom now. So guess we're gonna go back up. Took me 25 minutes to get down, 16.6k. Let's see how long it takes you to get back up. I won't lie, it was freezing. It took me 25 minutes to descend on the Annecy side. It probably would have been faster if it was dry, but then like an hour and a half to climb back up. I don't know, cycling just makes me feel so great, and if I'm able to live a life like this and make enough money to cover my expenses, God, I feel like I have hit the jackpot. Wowie! So currently at 10% gradient. It hit like 18 down there, which was a bit steep. It's mad because I only got into cycling like properly last year. Before that I did like little pootles, but not like proper riding. And then I only went abroad last summer for the first time, did a bikepacking trip. We were cycling like 40 to 70k a day, like not that much. And then training camp in Spain in January, like completely changed my perspective. I bloody wish I was into like this type of stuff when I was there, because like content would have been so cool, but wasn't quite at that stage of my journey yet. That was my first ever proper climbs, and then now I'm just like, where are the climbs? Search the climbs. So the weather in Annecy took a turn. It got very cold and it started raining, so we drove south. We found a campsite in the forest where we parked for a few days. We cleaned our laundry, we cooked a lot of food, we did quite a bit of work, and obviously we explored a bunch of the cycling. We went on a 250k bikepacking adventure, I climbed Mont Ventoux, and then we decided we wanted to come back to the UK. The weather in London was glorious, so we began the long journey back to England, parked up on the beach in Dover at sunset, and said goodbye to the trip with one of our favourite activities.